Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to Manasvi Healing YouTube channel. I'm Indu Kannaiyan, your emotional well-being coach. Today, I want to ask you something gently. If I opened your wardrobe right now, would I find clothes in three different sizes? Clothes from a life you once lived, clothes from a body you are still adjusting to. If yes, this video is not about judgment, it's about understanding. Because a cluttered wardrobe is rarely about mess, but it's about attachment. As a woman, especially in our midlife, our body changes, our roles change, our energy change, but our wardrobes often stay frozen in time. We hold on to the clothes from a younger body, a confident face, or a relationship, a version of us that feels safe. And without realizing it, every time we open that cupboard, we are also opening an emotional chapter we haven't closed. Now, psychologists actually call this the extended self, where it's the idea that our possessions quietly carry pieces of our identity and memory. So, what we keep around us shapes how we feel about ourselves. Now, this isn't about fashion. I'm not talking about the fashion here. It is not even about discipline, but it's about your identity. Clothes are not just fabric, they carry memory, emotion, hope, and sometimes grief. That dress you haven't worn in years. It's not waiting for your body to change, it's waiting for your permission to let go of who you were. Research shows that we often store autobiographical memories in objects. They become emotional containers for different versions of ourselves. That's why letting go feels so heavy for many of us. Now, when you see your clothes that no longer fit every single day, your nervous system receives quiet message, I'm not there yet. I failed. I should be different. Even if you don't consciously think about this, but your body actually feels it. So, environmental psychology shows that when people perceive clutter, their sense of home, that's an emotional safety and belonging, decreases. So, this is how clutter becomes emotional weight and not just physical weight. You might wonder, why do I feel so connected to these things? Like, am I being silly? But it is not that you're being silly, it is actually quite scientific. Now, we attach meaning to objects because they feel familiar, safe, and predictable, especially during uncertain phases of our life. Now, as I mentioned before, psychologists actually have a name for this and they call it as extended self. It means our possessions don't just belong to us, they carry pieces of who we are. So, this became very clear after the floods and some natural disasters when researchers spoke to people who lost everything. They noticed something deeply human. People didn't grieve about their house first, the damages that happened to their house. They didn't talk about the money. They cried over objects, a wedding sari kept for decades, clothes from their children's early years, old letters, photographs. Many said, it feels like a part of me has been washed away, not because those things were expensive, but because they carried memory, identity, and meaning. And this is why letting go of clothes can feel emotional, and it's not I'm lazy that I cannot put it in a space where it for recycle or for someone else can use it, or it's not a lack of discipline. It's just your nervous system recognizing that once belonged to who I was. So in a way, our things can start to feel like a part of us. Yeah. So letting go of old clothes, it's not a failure, it's integration. It's saying, I honor who I was, I respect who I am, I make space for who I am becoming. You're not deleting your past, you're releasing the emotional grip it has on you. So I invite you to reflect, not declutter. Ask yourself, who am I keeping space for? What emotions am I afraid to release? Am I dressing for my past or for my present? Because healing doesn't begin with throwing things away, it begins with awareness. If this video resonated with you, it means something within you is ready to soften, not force change. In the next conversation, we will explore something deeper. Why even changing how we dress across cultures doesn't always mean we have found our identity. Because adapting externally is very different from anchoring internally. If this spoke to you, stay with the series and we will see you in the next video.